Hello, welcome to 1v1 cast. I'm going to be doing, starting off, we have a Cyris playing as the Apothecary on the blue side. Meanwhile, on the other team, we have Rusty Arboreal Transmissions, also known as ForestRadio, playing as the Ravener Alpha. Map is going to be Greentooth Gorge. And given that both players were calling out their commanders there at the beginning of the match, shows that both players were playing random. Both players calling out their commanders so they can both know what to expect and build accordingly. So starting off, we got some scouts capping on the left, we got the Apo moving mid, we have the Ravener mid as well, and we have a tunnel. Apo taking a bit of damage there from the Ravener, actually taking 70 health there in terms of damage. Ravener going to sit behind some green cover. Apo going to go in for the cap there, and Tactical Marines are going to come in and support this Apo. The Apo is actually taking quite a bit of damage here. So these Tacs wants to force melee to actually kind of protect that Apo. Stop him playing so much range damage. It actually broke down to 1/3 of his health. That's a lot of damage there from that Ravener. This tunnel, I imagine, will go down. Ravener's going to move towards the Tacs. Going to get stuck there on a bit of terrain. Not going to be able to force melee on time. That tunnel will go down. Scouts are actually both mid here for Cyris. Cyris wants to fight here. He's got his whole army here, in fact. This Ravener is behind some green cover. Homagons though coming in from the side. And it looks like Cyris is going to focus these down with everything here. Some scouts going out of cover there. Actually losing the model, in fact, to the Ravener Alpha. These scouts running away will actually get away there without a single model lost. Tactical Marines not forcing melee there. Could have maybe taken a couple more models if they were. Actually, Tactical Marines are again a little bit low, or they're fine in terms of health, but okay, their heal gain used there onto the Tactical Marines. Heal will probably be on cooldown there for quite some time, and also the lack of energy as well is going to affect if you can heal or not. The heal does cost 60 energy, and the Apo only has 100 starting energy, so using the ability twice will drain your energy almost completely. He is on 30 energy right now, so he should have enough energy soon for another heal. The cooldown is also quite long, but you can always buy some armor as well. The Armor of Purity to get the increased heal cooldown, reduces it by 35%, allows you to actually use it quite a bit. Or good to see the Armor of the Apothecary in tier 2, where you can just heal everything around the Apo at the cost of the Apo's movement speed and at the cost of energy cost per second as well. But we do see that looks like Cyris is in control of most of the map. If you split it down the center, Cyris is actually in control of it. And scouts up here going for the decap though onto this requisition point as well. Homagon's going to try and come in here, but the scouts are inside the building before they are able to get any models or even kill the squad. Meanwhile, over here, devs are set up, but we do have the Raveners out, and Raveners are coming out. They do have their Corrosive Devourers, so no power melee, but they do have a ranged weapon now, and ranged weapon actually does quite a lot of damage as well. These Devastators taking quite a bit of damage here, getting meleeed down by the Raveners. Special coming in, knocking that Apo down onto his feet. Devastator's going to go inside this building here. Scouts are getting their shotgun upgrade, but the Apo is going to go down here. We need to be careful of the devs setting up in this building. They could actually... Looks like they're facing the wrong way. They're actually resetting up. Can see them moving. Okay, they're actually going to exit the building now. Did have the shotgun scouts, or the shotgun combat shotguns upgrade onto the scouts here. Could see an explosive shot go down. I think the Ravener's barrow is on cooldown, but the Devastators are quite low. Might actually be able to kill the model with the heavy bolter with just some damage here. Ravener's gained force away. Time gone. Yeah, there's going to be a full retreat here for Forest. And the Apo has been repurchased as well for Cyris. Scouts are finally able to come out of that building after being trapped in there by Homagons. These Homagons still active though on this left hand side, going to go after the victory point as well. Ravener in the mid, half health. Shotgun scouts are here, but their explosive shot is on cooldown. These devs are quite low. You need to be healed up though by the Apo, or even sent back to base to actually get another model. Although Tyranids don't have any grenades as such, they don't need to worry about a wipe from them, or something throwing a grenade at them. Scouts trying to fight the Ravener Alpha, some more scouts coming in for backup. One model goes down, wasn't actually standing behind the green cover, so it just goes down there to the Ravener, who is almost level 2. Tactical Marines on the right hand side as well. Another generator going up for ForestRadio as well. Raveners in the mid. Devastators not set up because they're capping. Raveners could actually burrow here for these Devastators and actually kill them if they're not careful. But a burrow is going to go down onto these tactical marines here. Actually going to catch them out as well. That one mod on the corner with the domino knockback. Devastators are set up and they do cover everything here. The Raveners will get out there without a model loss by the looks of it. You know, I've got these scouts onto the side. Omnigons did bleed a couple of models, but they are fine overall. Tactical Marines going in a bit aggressively here, quite low. Apo heal does have enough energy for the heal as well. Don't know if it's on cooldown or not. A drop pod is actually coming in as well. Heal goes down. Apo is quite low though. That drop pod nearly getting him killed as well, but he actually goes down though to the Raveners, the corrosive, the Devourers in fact, doing so much damage. These Hummerguns still bleeding some models already. Tactical Marine bleeding just one model is so cost efficient here for Forest. Explosive shot though onto these Termagants, and Raveners going to come back in. Raveners will get out there as soon as they can though, because they are quite low themselves. But Tactical Marines are still pushing forward, and I think Forest will be forced away here. His army is a bit low. There's currently nothing to tie up these double tacks. Hummergun's still on capping duties here. And another generator for Forest. In fact, the map is very much in favour of Cyris right now. With Forest only being in control of the double power nodes here and requisition point, this VP is soon to go as well for him. Generator going down as well. Both players actually taking up 2 tier 2 as well. I was read as both players got 137 to 233. Hormiguns getting suppressed here by some Devastators. A tunnel in a very sneaky-ish place over here. Cyris does not know about this tunnel. Another generator did go down as well. And Raveners and Termagants are coming here, but I'm not sure if the 2 squads by themselves can actually stop this. Where this generator, I think, is just going to be the main target before they retreat away. These Homogons, though, taking quite a bit of damage here as well. Will need to retreat away, actually retreating. Okay, I thought they were going to retreat through the Devastators, or their range anyway, so you do get the range damage reduction when retreating. So all 3 generators have been wiped here for Forest. Now the power node is the next target. Still no forcing melee there on retreat. It's actually attacking there with the range weapons. Tactical Marines actually do really well at trying to melee down retreating units. Apo on the left here, going to go after this Ravener Alpha. Was actually repurchased because he did go down once again. In fact, he was actually repurchased using Lariman's Blessing. You can see the red has a drop there for Cyris. So it looks like he was repurchased with Lariman's Blessing, which cost 175 energy. Which also works for all allies as well if you're in a team game instead of a 1v1. But the Apo still very squishy though, still level 1, only on 600 HP at max. Currently on 324. Ravener and the Ravener Alpha doing so much damage to him. Even Tarmogon's also doing a lot of damage. In fact, the entire army of Cyris is down his left hand side here, so the Ravener Alpha will get forced away there. Tunnel is also going to be next target. In fact, the entire army was dead. The devs are also mid. Raveners are going to burrow in though. You can see them pop out here. A zone is also out as well for Forest. Meanwhile, a Dreadnought is actually going to get built here for Cyris. A Dreadnought's going to be quite detrimental. Forest doesn't have any AV ready. The zone does have the focused warp blast to snare it in place. And we could see a corrosive devourer on the Ravener Alpha, or a Venom Brood come out to actually give some anti-vehicle damage. And in conjunction with the zone probe snare, the Dreadnought should, be a bit cautious or be a bit wary. The zone trying to do some long-range shots there with its Psychic Blast. Apo is actually going to retreat back to base, and I think that's a good idea. He's quite low. Still level 1, so do need to maybe get some upgrades on him or try and level him up as much as possible. In fact, everything is level 1 here for Cyris. But the Apo is close to level 2. Trying to level up your commander just helps out by giving it extra health, extra energy, extra health and energy regen. Especially the Apo, because his heal actually gets stronger with levels as well. At levels 3, 5, 7 and 9 the heal is actually increased. And having the extra energy as well means that you don't need to be as cautious about it, so you always want to try and level your commander if possible as well, as a bit of a side objective on top of the VPs. Obviously that means having to fight more often and make good trades with the enemy, and that's not always possible. But if you can do it, then go for it. Devastator's going to set up more aggressively up here, right up in the face with the double tactical marines. Meanwhile over here the Ravener Alpha and these double scouts here. Scouts do have their explosive shot available. The Apo is also here. The Ravener getting knocked onto his tail there, gets healed up, or scouts get healed up, sorry, by the Apo as well. Dreadnought applying a lot of pressure in mid right now. Apo trying to chase away, could take down a Homogon here with a chainsword. We do see the Venom Brood actually going to be the choice, and the zone's also doing quite a bit of damage. This Dreadnought needs to actually move back. It's down to 2/3 health. It's actually snared and slowed by this zone throw. Now it's no longer. Devs are also here too as well to protect. Meanwhile, we have a drop here. Looks like it's going to be a Ravener drop. The Mystic Spore ability, and it's going to be some Raveners. Also does reinforce as well, so you do see these Termagants actually gain some extra Termagants as well. Dreadnought down to half health, does need to take a sit back and wait for some scouts though to come forward and actually repair it. The double Raveners though for Forest. I wonder if he's going to get the corrosive upgrade. Yes, he's actually got the Devourer upgrade as well on both these on both these Raveners. These tactical marines take a lot of damage here from that zone, and Raveners. There's a lot of range damage here. We do see the assault cannon on this Dreadnought, which I think is a really good choice since there's a. What is this Apo doing? The Apo is kind of just run into his death there. I think the assault cannon is a great choice right now because Forest is focusing more on ranged units instead of melee units. This Dreadnought though is a bit aggressively positioned here. 20 HP. The Venom Brood actually losing 2 models. It might barely live. 15 HP. Scouts are here and can get some repairs down, and the army can't chase. The Venom Brood was forced off and had to leave, otherwise it would have gone wiped here. Capillary Tower is going to go down. Shotgun Blast going to knock back the entire army here. I think Raveners are burrowing here. Yep, Raveners are here, but the Dreadnought's already on 100 HP once again, so the Dreadnought's not going to go down at all. Even trying to melee it is not going to be enough. And in fact, the Dreadnought will win this fight in melee. And now that it's on its back up on a bit of health, it can actually just remain in the fight. Focused Warp Blast once again onto the Dreadnought, slowing it, doing some damage, down to 80 HP, does 100 damage. It's not going to be enough, and the Apo has been repurchased again. This is, I think, the 4th time now that the Apo has been alive. He's died 3 times this game. That Dreadnought living, and Cyris is also tier 3, meanwhile Forest is still taking up 2 tier 3 as well. I wonder what the next purchase choice. We could actually see a tank, because we're not going to see Terminators because of the lack of red. So it's either going to be a Predator or a Land Raider Redeemer. It's going to be a Predator though. Predator will be the choice for Cyris. Does need to make sure that it is protected. Predator is a bit more fragile than the Dreadnought, and the Dreadnought nearly died in the previous fight, so you do need to be careful with it. 351 to 51 VP. Cyris is in a strong position right now in terms of VPs, although his are bleeding right now because Forest is on a 2-0 cap. I think we'll see a push with Cyris's army once that Predator comes out. In fact, he's actually got tactical marines moving forward a bit early by themselves. There's currently no support for these. Okay, there's some Devastators here, but I think he needs to wait for one of his vehicles to actually be here. Dreadnought's at range here, but both the Raveners interrupting the infantry here. Only these scouts are here. You see that Devastator's nearly actually going down altogether. But this Dreadnought is doing a lot of work right now, and the Predator is coming out once. Another vehicle to support the Venom Brood, having to back away here. The Assault Cannon Barrage though, gonna knock back all these Termagants. In fact, Termagants do retreat out there. They're actually with 6 models on 80 HP. That zone's actually giving them quite a lot of health regen if you have a look at them. That's quite a lot of health regen. But they do have multiple models, so the health regen stacks quite well. Or for the squad it stacks. I'm kind of messing up my words here, but Venom Brood gonna get forced away there. Health regen still strong from this zone. Just give that health regen aura. Also does scale as well with the level, so if you level up your zone, it gets better. Same with the Venom Brood, actually, like range synapse. Range synapse does get stronger. High level, in fact, scouts are going to go down here to the zone throat, the psychic blast there. Actually going to take down a scout squad, and that's going to help quite a lot against these double vehicles. These double vehicles not going to have as much support as they did previously. Meanwhile, Ravna Alpha on the side, still no upgrades for the Ravna, which I'm kind of surprised about. I thought the Corrosive Devour would be absolute choice right here, given that it does do plasma damage and does have an ability to do an extra 250% damage to vehicles as well. Predator moving forward, going to go after these generators. Do need to be careful though, because his own Snare and Venom Brood will easily take down this Predator, especially when it doesn't have the reinforced armor plating as well. Dreadnought pushing forward. The Apo is also pushing in here, only to die once again. The range damage from double Raveners with Devourers, these Termagants, and Venom Brood giving off range synapse as well. You do need to be cautious with your Apo, especially when he's only level 2 and only has 630 health max. You need to keep him behind some cover, let your tactical marines do the tanking. Let your vehicles do the tanking, in fact. Where they are maybe doing a bit too much tanking. This Dreadnought is quite low, only on 280 HP. The Predator needs to try and take some of these Venom Brood down. Venom Brood level 2 as well. Going after the zone. The Predator has been slowed though. Scouts need to repair the Predator, but the Predator actually goes down here. The Venom Brood do lose a model. Tactical Marines are pushing in, 243 to 47 VPs. The Tier 3 Lictor has been purchased as well. And it's going to jump in here behind the Dreadnought. Could actually go for the Dreadnought. Doesn't have any melee resist, and the Lictor does have heavy melee. But then again, the Dreadnought is pretty tanky as well. Actually landing 2 specials onto the Lictor here. Lictor, the Tier 3 Lictor, I believe only has 60 melee skill as well. We do actually see that Corrosive Devourer though. Dreadnought 12 HP. The Scouts and the Dreadnought will go down. In fact, Cyris is down to very little right now. It's down to double Tactical Marines and Devastators. The Apo has been repurchased again. Apo has healed himself. We'll get out of there. And Forest's army is looking increasingly scary now that Cyris is actually lacking units to deal with the army. The Predator going down, the Dreadnought going down, the double Scouts going down. Do have enough red, or almost enough red, sorry, for Terminators. And I think Terminators will be quite good. The only source, they're good against piercing damage, put it that way, and the Ravener does have the Corrosive Devour, which does the plasma DPS, so I think he will be the target for these Terminators to kill. Devastates on these left. These Homagons still been going around on the map throughout the whole time, still only on one model. The Apo actually goes down once again. Tactical Marines retreating away here as well. Devastator's going to go in for the cap there on the left. Meanwhile, Forest's army just instigating the Apo once again. The Apo is definitely not the tankiest commander, and going up against this much range damage as well is just a bit of a death sentence for him. Lictor over here on the right hand side, stealthed here. His invisibility doesn't cost him any energy, so he can use it for as long as he wants. Meanwhile, the Homagons doesn't look like he's going to reinforce them. Since it's just capping, you only want a couple of models on it, you don't need a full squad. But the Lictor going around, trying to observe, see if it can actually find any targets to pick. Probably going to go after the Devastators on here, onto this VP. Forest asking Cyris if he has a Land Raider Redeemer on the way. In fact, Cyris could actually nearly afford one as well. Lictor jumping in though onto these Devastators. Devastator's going to get forced away. Does take down a model. Does use Flesh Hook as well. Not going to get another model, however, does go after the victory points instead. Double Tactical Marines coming in though for this Lictor. A Drop Pod or Terminator call-in though. Terminators is going to be. Lictor is going to jump away there and go back to base. Terminators with an assault cannon I think could do okay, but the problem is still the lack of units though for Cyris. As much as you've got Terminators, there's only double Tactical Marines, which are both unupgraded as well to support them. They are level 2, but that's it. In fact, the Terminators are not here with the Tactical Marines. Tactical Marines over here are going to get caught out. Needs to retreat them pretty much instantly. Look how much damage they've taken in such a short burst, or such a short salvo. Down to about 550 HP. Okay, Terminators are into the fight here now, and they're actually taking a lot of damage here. There's just too much to kill. In fact, they're trying to go after the zone, and the zone will retreat away, and it's not going to take that much damage in retreat. As much as Terminators do quite a lot of DPS there, it's not going to be enough to chase it down. And Cyris calls GG. Doesn't have the amount of units to deal with the amount of Tyranids here, and that would be game.